Punch it!
Hello there, my name is Logan, but you can call me Copycat99. And in today's video, on the very first take, I'm going to be going over my take on Quinlan Tarkintown. This is an aggressive tempo deck that aims to leverage the leader and Tarkintown to get an early board advantage and then use that to stay ahead the whole game and kill your opponent pretty quickly. First off, I've got 3 X34 Land Speeder. This card is just amazing in Quinlan. Being able to play it and then Quinlan and the ambush trigger at the same time, so you can resolve Quinlan to ping off a shield or deal 1 to a 2/3, and then you can ambush your land speeder into their crafty smuggler or their Sabine unit. Your land speeder lives and you kill their dude. That's best case, which is pretty sweet. Medium case, they play a 2-cost 3/3, say Battlefield Marine. You play land speeder, ambush, ping with Quinlan. And then it was just a Cloud Rider, right? They just traded. Worst case, you play it just as a vanilla 2/3, and then you Tarkintown their turn 1 play. That doesn't happen very often. But sometimes you just need that 2/3, so it does come up. But the card is great all around, and the interaction with Quinlan allows it to do a lot of cool things. 3L337. Crafty Smuggler is pretty amazing, so of course we're playing Crafty Smuggler with text. Sometimes you smuggle it and rescue a captured unit from Cad Bane unit, or leader with Relentless Pursuit. That is Relentless Pursuit at something. You give your opponent initiative, they play a Battlefield Marine, you play L3, ping it with Quinlan, and then your L3 can kill it next turn without dying, so then you can save your Tarkintown for their turn 2. Pretty good. I'm on the full 3 Green Squadron A-Wing and the full 3 Red Squadron Y-Wing. Green Squadron A-Wing's pretty self-explanatory. It's a heroic red staple, basically a 2-cost 3/3 ship. And the downside of only having 1 power is like fixed with Tarkintown, so it's pretty good. Applies a lot of pressure. And then Red Squadron Y-Wing, if your opponent since it has 3 indirect on attack, if your opponent has no board, it actually has 1 harder than A-Wing. And if your opponent is soaking it on their units, it makes them easier to kill with Tarkintown or Quinlan ability or Red 5. So it's been pretty good for me in my experiences. Basically extra copies of A-Wing. Well, all the decisions your opponents make with this card feel bad for them, which is good for you. The more tough decisions you give your opponent, the more likely they're going to misplay. 3 Cassian Indoor. Pretty self-explanatory red hero staple. If baseline, he's a 3-cost 3/5. And then he is also a 5-cost 3/5 that enters play ready and basically draws you a card because you played him from row instead of playing a card from hand. Just really amazing all around. He also gives you late game reach, which is nice. Being able to close the door on some grindier decks. 3 Guerrilla Soldier. This card is really important to current Quinlan, in my opinion. Before this set, a common play was you give your opponent initiative on Quinlan, and then they pass. And now Quinlan is not comfortable enough. It wasn't super easy to just flame and skip turn 1. Quinlan likes to have some pressure, so that was annoying. Now, if you give them initiative and they pass, you claim, you play Guerrilla Soldier. It deals them 3 indirect. Since they have no units, it has to go straight to base because they passed turn 1. So then they take 3 and the Guerrilla Soldier readies because damage and some of its indirect went to base. And then you can potentially attack with the Guerrilla Soldier and hit them for 2 more. So, as punishment for passing now, they have to risk taking 5 damage to the dome and you get a 2/3 still. Like, that is a really great punish for a used to be pretty common line versus Quinlan, which is great. And, like, sometimes you just play it versus Heart Control and burn them for 3 and it enters ready because they have no units. Like, it's really great, and in a more aggressive shell of Quinlan like mine, it really shines. And then I've got 3 Red 5. I've had matches where this kills units, 3 units, 3 rounds in a row. Like, it's a 3-cost 3/4 space unit, which, like, baseline, that's almost good enough. And You know, sometimes it lets you finish off units and save your Tarkintown, or you can combine it with a force throw to kill something really big. Like it's just great all around. 3 Millennium Falcon, yellow hero staple. It's reach in the late game, or the mid game, or the early game. It's always reach. And in Quinlan, they play a 3-cost 3/4 space unit. You play Falcon, you ping with Quinn, you immediately kill with Falcon. Like, just feels great. And then sometimes it is literally just 4 calls, I believe, in every turn, right? You against Heart Control, pretty common line I do is I play Falcon when they can't kill it. I hit them for 3. We go to regroup. I bounce the Falcon. And, like, there's not much they can do about it. If you can sequence it where you're always playing it where they don't have enough resources to mess with it, like, you just continue to hit them with it. Feels pretty great. 3 Ahsoka Tano and 3 Kira. These are both 4-drops that punish our opponent for having low amount of cards in hand. Ahsoka, the less cards they have in hand, the more likely that Ahsoka hits a unit and you get that sweet exhaust effect. But even without the exhaust effect, baseline, she's like 4-cost 3/5 that made your opponent discard and has the force trait. Like, that is just a lot of value for 4. And then Kira, if your opponent only has a couple cards in hand, Kira is more likely to hit a relevant card, and she basically discards it, right? Like, she prevents your opponent from playing it, and then they probably resource it next turn, which is annoying. So it's not like a full discard, but it's still great at disrupting people. And if their hand is terrible, like, you can just play Kira and name the card that you're most annoyed of seeing if they top deck it. So, for example, in the Quinlan mirror, I could play Kira and name Plo Koon if I don't want Plo Koon to snipe my Quinlan next turn. Stuff like that. So she's pretty great and flexible. 3, speaking of Plo Koon, 3 Plo Koon, absolute all-star in the deck. He hits for 7 with Quinlan Ping, which lets him kill most leaders, Piat, other Quinlans, and he already hits for 6 without the Quinlan Ping, so you can kill Boss, you can kill Hans. Like, he snipes so many leaders and lips, and then he threatens to hit for 6 on his own, or 8 with a blaster, or 9 with a surprise strike. So he pushes a ton of damage on his own if they don't answer him. And even if they answer him, he probably already killed their leader. So you don't really care, right? They're spending resources on something that already killed their leader, which feels great. And then the last of the units, 3 Han Solo. I play the deck in such an aggressive fashion that I don't usually... Like, my goal is not to need to play a Han Solo. I just want to kill him before I need to play one. But in the games he does come up, he usually wins you the game, right? A lot of mid-range decks want to stabilize with a powerful 7-drop, a Maul, a Luke, etc. And, like, for Luke, for example, Luke's a good example. They play Luke, they kill one of your dudes, and then they want to start attacking with it, restoring. If you haven't quite shut the door yet, that can be pretty problematic and take out a dude and heal 3 every turn. So being able to just be like, okay, you played your Luke, I will play Han, I will ping with Quinlan, and then I'll ambush Han. Since Luke has 7 health, he goes down to 6 with the Quinlan, and then Han ambushes over him, so he gets to first strike and just kill him. You know, you killed their Luke, and now they don't have a Luke, and they can't stabilize, and they probably die, right? So when he does come up, he is pretty nuts, so I've been running 3. I am on 51 cards, so if you want to get the deck down to 50, cutting to 2 Han is perfectly reasonable. I could see that. But, like, in the matchups where I want to see him, I really want to see him, and I want to top deck him usually into a Luke or whatever. So I've been running the full 3, and it's felt pretty good to me so far. I'm not too bothered by 51 cards either. Like, sure, it makes your odds of drawing a specific card a little lower, and that does extrapolate over a long tournament, but I don't think there's any cards in the deck that I'm like, oh yeah, I really don't need 3 copies of this. Like, when I want to see the cards in the deck, I want to see the cards in my deck, so I'm going to put 3 of all of them in my deck. This is backwards. 3 Force Throw. That just absolutely amazing. Other Quinlan players have said it, but this is the best card in the deck. Absolutely. Like, it is so flexible and cheap. Versus Control, it's more discard effects, which makes their life harder. Versus other board-based decks, you get to make them discard and potentially kill one of their dudes. Red 5 and Tarkintown and the Quinlan ping all let you round up the damage you get out of Force Throw, even if it's a low amount, and kill bigger things, which is great. And sometimes you can throw yourself and guarantee a cheap removal spell. Like there's just so much going on. It's so good for so little cost. And we've got the Force users to support it, so of course we're playing 3. 3 Surprise Strike. Like I said, I play the deck pretty aggressively, and if you're wanting to be aggressive, you can't do much better than 2 cost deal 3 damage out of hand, right? And also with Quinlan, Quinlan is a 3/7. So it's pretty common to like Surprise Strike Quinlan to kill a Han or kill a Poe because he lives in those exchanges. So that 6 damage threshold with some of your 3 power units does matter. So it's flexible. Sometimes you send your dudes into theirs with a Surprise Strike to get an uptrade. 3 Bamboozle. My favorite reason for running this card is to make pilot leaders sad. They deploy their pilot leader. You discard a cunning card and play Bamboozle. You exhaust the unit their pilot leader is on. And then, since the pilot leader returns to their hand, the game rules say a leader is returned to hand. So instead of returning to hand, you are getting defeated. So you just killed their pilot leader for 0 cost. Like, all you did was discard 2s to kill their leader. If Rival's Fall had the extra cost of discard 2 cards, we would be playing it in every deck, right? So it is really funny versus pilot leaders. Now, that wouldn't be enough to mainboard 3, in my opinion. There's not a lot of competitive pilot leaders, but in racing scenarios, having a 0 cost discard card or 0 cost exhaust effects to throw off math does come up and is pretty good in my experience. And it also punishes like other upgrade-based strategies, right? Sabine plays Chewbacca and Darksaber. Han sometimes tries to play turn 2 Chewbacca on you. Lieutenant Childson gets a ton of experience, which Bamboozle bounces their hand, which removes them from the game. So there are a lot of scenarios where Bamboozle just hard punishes your opponent, and it makes them less likely to commit to those lines in fear of Bamboozle, even if you don't actually have the Bamboozle. Especially in open deck lists, like once you're in Top Cuts. Once they know you're maining 3 Bamboozle, it's a really tough sell for them to commit to some upgrade-based line when they're knowing you can blow it out for 0. So I've been liking 3 for those reasons. 3 Waylay. I like some amount of interaction for my opponent's stuff. This is just the cheapest one. Being able to bounce a big Sentinel, or it's another punish for going for like a turn 2 pilot on a turn 1 ship. Stuff like that. I like. So yeah, that's why I'm on 3 Waylay. And then to round off the deck, I've got 3 Hotshot Blaster. Pretty self-explanatory. It's a cunning staple. Like being able to hide a pump in your row. So you have damage out of your row, not even your hand. You don't even have to hold it. And Quinlan, again, the 3+2 threshold is pretty important. Like getting Quinlan to 5 power so he can kill 3/5s. Or some of your other 3/5s can kill other 3/5s. It's pretty good. So, again, like Surprise Strike, it's very flexible, and you want some number of pumps in case you're racing your opponent. That is all for my take on Quinlan Tarkintown. If you like this kind of comment, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out, it helps grow the channel, and it makes YouTube like me more. Now, this video is a little special. You guys need to subscribe. And I'm going to bribe you to do that. So, I will be giving away 3 packs of Jump to Lightspeed booster packs. If you want to be entered in that giveaway, all you have to do is like on this video, make a comment on this video, and subscribe to the channel. If you do that, I will draw names probably about a week after the video, and I will hand out 3 booster packs for free. So go do that. And if we manage to hit 500 subscribers before the end of the giveaway, I will be adding a booster pack of Carbonite to the giveaway. So really, go do it. Go like, comment, subscribe on this video. Go get your friend to do it. Come on, let's get that number up. It would be amazing if we could get me to 500 on this video, and I can throw some Carbonite at people. That's it for this video. I will see you in the next one.